Do you know that we have our own forecast system which can predict exactly how our day is going to be? Yes, our emotions are like the weather which control our thoughts and actions. And this is going to determine how our day is going to be and what the results are going to be at the end of each day. When the weather is clumsy, nothing seems to be right. And when the sky is clear, everything seems to be bright and beautiful. Imagine your emotions to be the clear sky on a bright sunny morning. Your day is going to be wonderful and your results are going to be amazing too. But for this to happen, what should we do? There is one thing we can do, and that is to declutter our emotions from time to time and get rid of the unwanted emotions which are holding us back from living our happiest life. And luckily for us, we may not be able to control the weather, but we can control our emotions. And as just as any other physical environment which needs decluttering from time to time, for us to live healthier, we also need to declutter our mind from unwanted and unnecessary worries which are troubling our minds. And this is called emotional decluttering, and this can be a great way to cleanse our minds. When we suppress our emotions or when we bottle up our emotions, it can lead to anxiety, depression, stress, or some other mental health problems and also psychological problems. So, it is essential for every one of us to do this emotional decluttering and to live our life to the fullest. When there are a lot of issues that are undealt with from the past, it can feel like we are stuck in life, or it can also hold us back from living our fullest life. So, getting rid of these unwanted emotions can be our sure way to live our life to the fullest. So, what are the types of emotional clutter that we hold, and how can we get rid of them? The first and foremost emotional clutter we all have and carry is fear. Fear and anxiety can limit us in a lot of ways, but when we get past our fears, that is when we can live our best life. And fear and anxiety can also result in physical clutter in our living environments. And it can be very happy and comfortable to stay where we are in our comfort zones because it gives us the protection from the fear of failure, from the fear of the unknown, or the fear of uncertainty. But when we have strong goals, that is when we will get the motivation to walk past our fears and to achieve our fullest potential. And the next emotional clutter we all carry is guilt and shame. It can be a mistake we made or a situation we have been in that has made us embarrassed and that has brought guilt and shame upon us. We tend to carry this for a long time, even after something has happened, and this can limit us in a lot of ways and hold us back from living our life, which can be more happier and colorful. Another emotional clutter we all carry is anger and bitterness. Sometimes we have justifiable reasons to hold anger and bitterness towards someone, but it is always best to let go of these emotions of anger and bitterness, not because the person deserves forgiveness, but because we deserve to be free from those emotional baggages we are carrying that come along with anger and bitterness. And when we are free from this baggage, that is when we can live life to the fullest. And another emotional baggage that we all carry, or an emotional clutter that we all have, is regrets. Regret can be a very strong emotion. It can be a mistake we made, or a decision we have made wrong, or a chance that we didn't take that keeps on living in our minds forever. And regrets can occupy a lot of space in your mind, and they can even deprive you from the peace of mind you deserve. And regrets can be hard to let go just because of all the opportunities that we have missed. But if we don't let go of the regrets, we are still living in the past, and this can make it difficult for us to take the right decisions in the present, which can still get us to where we want to in life. So always accept the failure or accept the mistake and learn the lesson that it has taught you and keep moving forward, because regrets are going to damage your growth potential and they're going to hold you back from everything that you deserve. And we also have a lot of other emotional clutters that we carry our entire lives, like sadness, like self denial, self doubt. All these are different types of emotional clutters we all carry throughout our lives, even without realizing that we carry them. So, how can we get rid of these emotional clutters to live our life to the fullest? Firstly, write it down. Write The first thing you need to write down is what your ideal life is going to look like. Do you want your ideal life to change your career, to change your present location, or are you going to discover your passions, or are you going to identify what your passion is, or are you going to give back to the society more? What exactly is it that your ideal life is going to have, which it doesn't have right now? Then write down what your life is exactly right now. What are your relationships? How is your love life? How is your friendships? How is your career? What are the exact things that are happening in your life right now? And this can be a way to show you the gap between your ideal life and the life you're living right now. And when you write down all these things and identify what is holding you back, the next thing you need to do is to identify those limiting factors in your life which are stopping you from becoming your truest and highest possible self. So, what are those things which are limiting you? Is it a situation? Is it a person? Or is it some thought you have in your head that is stopping you from achieving your highest potential or living your ideal life? What exactly is it that is stopping you? And when you write down these limiting blocks which are holding you back, you need to be aware of the emotions which are attached to these situations or to these people as well. And when you identify all the emotions that are associated with a specific situation or specific person or specific thing, make a list of all those emotions and all the situations, all the people, or anything which is limiting you. Now you know that you have to set healthy boundaries with these situations, with these triggers. Finally, you have to feel and go through these scenarios, situations, or emotions completely. Sometimes, when we become emotional, we tend to put it aside and we start concentrating on something else. We distract ourselves from the emotion and we don't feel the emotion completely. We just keep it somewhere in our head just to carry it forever. But that is not the right way to deal with your emotions. You need to feel your emotions completely. It can take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or however long it may take, maybe a month. You need to feel your emotions completely. Suppose I'm angry with someone. I need to feel the anger completely. I need to put it down on paper. I need to define exactly why I'm angry, what exactly did the person do to make me angry, and how angry I am, what will make me forget the anger which I have for the person. I need to write it down clearly on a paper, and when I write it down and read it again and again, I go through the situation or the person again and again, and this will help me forget or to some extent release my emotions onto the paper. And when you have done this, when you have released these emotions onto the paper, either tear the paper into pieces and throw it in the wind or burn it. This will help you release your emotions into the nature, and this can help you release a lot of emotions. And once it is out of your head and onto the paper, now it is into the nature from the paper, and this can be a great way to declutter your emotions. And after doing all these steps, you have to remember one last thing, and that is make time in your schedule every week to follow this process, to follow the decluttering, emotional decluttering process that I have just mentioned. and you will be able to declutter your mind from time to time and live a fulfilled, happier, and healthier life. So, this is how you can exactly declutter your mind from all the emotional baggage and live your best possible life. So, I hope this video gave you an insight into what emotional baggage is and how you can get rid of it by yourself. But remember, if this is troubling you a lot more, it's too much to handle, you have to seek help from a mental health professional. So I'll see you in another interesting and helpful video. Until then, take care.